So you need a hell sweep into a down 2 while standing 2. Yes. And your problem is that you don't get this here. Okay. So the trick with Devil Jin's combos is when you do this forward 3-1-2 stupid shit, you just spam forward the entire time. Look at my inputs here, okay? I never stop pressing forward. Oh, sorry. Listen. And then, the second you see that he's recovering, like this, you stop pressing forward and then you press jab or 2 jab or whatever. So it goes like this, and then jab. The moment you see that he turns around, you stop mashing forward all the time. So let's give it a second try. You see, now I stop pressing and do the rest of the combo. But until he doesn't turn around, you don't stop pressing forward all the time. That's the trick. So you have to mash forward all the fucking time until he turns around and then you stop. Like this. Oh, what? In season 1 you could electric after the hell sweep, but they patched that. If you need anything, I'm on stream right now, you can ask me. Maybe I have another combo you can learn something from. But the whole trick for the forward 3-1 is to mash forward all the time until he turns around, and then you can jab or 2 jab. Also, while we're at it... Wait a second, I'll pick up missing. Okay, this doesn't connect. Back to 4. If you have some combos, you might try to use back to 3 as a combo ender, because this gives you very good Oki. So I just wanted to say this while I'm streaming. Jab into electric after spin from a hell sweep. Okay. Like this, or do you have another combo in mind? You can do it, but if I had this combo here, what I would do is either the combo you told me, or maybe... No, this is not good. I will try to do the big boy combo here, maybe electric can connect. I'm not used to this combo per se, but I can imagine that an electric can maybe even connect on this combo, but it is very hard to pull off and not practical. With this combo I would either stick to the forward 3 plus 4, or let me try something else. This doesn't connect. This... What else can we do? Oh, I have an idea, You can also try to do this for Oki. You have quite good Oki if you do this one. So basically you do a laser cannon, but you do the laser scraper part here. Because it has two benefits. The first one is that he's very long in the air and you can dash in front of him. The other added bonus is if you're near the wall, you get a very high wall split, you see that? So instead for finishing with an electric for better Oki, you have two more alternatives. Alternative number one you have for better Oki is ending with back to 3, because this creates a very good Oki situation. Alternative number 2 is end with electric. Alternative number 3 is end with, what was it? Yeah, this one. And alternative number 4 is very hard to pull off, but I will show it to you. I haven't practiced this one, so it might take a little while before I can do it. This one, you see this one? If you can connect while standing 1-2 during a combo, this is the best Oki you can get with Devil Jin if you connect twin pistons during a combo. If you want to have really good combos, you need to instant while standing 2 this one, but I'm not warmed up, so I was, like this. You see? But this is super advanced shit. You really don't need this at the moment, but just so you know, if you want to experiment, the best Oki you can get with Devil Jin is... You see, I'm a bit stupid today. Yeah. This is the best Oki because your opponent is on his stomach with feet towards you. You have a lot of opportunities. Okay. How to get instant while standing with Mishima. So you do a crouch dash and then you time back, and the move you want to cancel, like for example if you want instant while standing 2, you do crouch dash and then you time back simultaneously with 2. It is a bit hard to explain, you need to figure it out on your own, but there is a specific timing when you need to press back 2 to get this one. But the input is crouch dash and then back 2 timed. No, you don't have to press back. The only reason why it says back here is because I was pressing back a frame before I pressed 2. Like this, you see? This doesn't have to be frame perfect, but you still need to have a very, like, how should I put it? The timing should be right, but you have a couple of frames leeway. Yeah. Like Rebellion says, it has to be at the deepest part of the crouch dash. So right here, where he's fully crouched, you want to time back 2. And eventually you want to be able to do that while you're crouch dashing like that. But this is also a very advanced technique, and I would recommend practicing this once you reach around orange or red ranks. I mean, if you're very talented with execution, you can try to go for that even earlier, but I would consider myself to be somebody who has good execution, and even I struggle with it in a high tense situation. But just so you know, you do a crouch dash, and then you cancel the crouch dash with back and the action you want to do. You can also do the same thing with twin pistons, for example. Like this. Or and just again, so you know, the best Oki situation you can get with Devil Jin after a combo is if you somehow connect twin pistons. Ah, god. Yeah, like that. This is the best Oki you will get out of a combo. Yeah, I mean, playing Devil Jin is like all Mishimas, you have a lot of practice. I would recommend, I mean, I don't know what rank you are at the moment. I'm just going to assume you're a green rank. What I would recommend you to practice with Devil Jin is applying back to 3 during a combo for better Oki. This is very good. Just using this as an ender. And trying to experiment with laser scraper mid combo. No, this was connected. Hey, also one more thing. I don't know if you know this, but you can do a instant while running free out of a crouch dash. You see that input? If you do a crouch dash and then press up forward and free, you will get an instant while running. Like this. This is also something you can have in the back of your mind while practicing. It's a very useful tool, especially at the wall situations, but it's a bit tricky to do. Yeah, like that. Okay, yeah, the way you summed it up is quite accurate, yes. Just to reiterate, while standing 1-2 is very advanced and it's very hard to pull off, I would reserve this Oki for very late. But 2 things I would recommend you is using this one for Oki, as a Oki ender, especially on... I mean, if I do a hell sweep combo, this is my typical bread and butter. Like the back 2. And depending on the wall you need to adapt, but back to 3, this is a good combo ender. And yeah, okay, so you're yellow with Chloe and green rank with Devil Jin. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I don't want to sound like a douchebag, but I would say yellow with Chloe, green with Devil Jin, this is around green, yellow, so this is like the same general area. What you want to do now is, especially with Mishimas, you want to play a more refined Devil Jin. I mean, don't do fancy stupid shit like spamming electrics unnecessary. Try to make it more easy for you so you don't have problems while you're playing, like you don't panic. Keep it to the bread and butter combos, do the good Okis so you have a better Oki. Try to keep it as simple as possible while being as scary as possible for your opponent. And by that I mean, of course, go for the combos that do a lot of damage, but don't use combos that you are not certain that you will hit it at least 80% of the time. And by that I mean, don't try this out right at the beginning. This is hard to do, you will drop it most likely. But stuff like back to 3 as a combo render or laser scraper as a wall carry tool. This you can use. Also, one more thing. I would start using laser scraper if I were you, if you're not doing it at the moment. Crouch dash 1, finish and 2. Yes. So you've learned these enders. No, sorry. Bear with me for a second. This is a good ender if you're going for the extra damage. You get like 2 or 3 more damage than you would get from the other combos if you hadn't had a wall. Also, this ender, like, let's keep it simple. This move is called Heaven's Gate. Heaven's Door, I think. This move is very good at floor break stages because it floor breaks and you can extend the combo. But otherwise, I would only use this if there is absolutely no wall in your general area, or you're playing on a wall-less map, or you really need the 2 extra damage. Otherwise, I would sacrifice the 2 or 3 damage you get and end it with this string. And about the 2 forward to 3, you do this when you have a lot of... For example, if I was standing like here, and the wall is like 10 meters away, then I do this because I get a lot of wall carry. And you can also do it if you know this is the exact range you need to get to the wall. You have to think about which moves to use to get the wall. But if you have a lot of way until you reach the wall, go for this. And Heaven's Gate, only use this if you really need the 2 extra damage or you have a floor break. But seriously, I see a lot of green rank Devil Jins who don't use Laser Scraper. Start using it if you're not actually doing it. This is a good string. And just look what happened. The first hit of Laser Scraper on counter hit creates a nosebleed stun. That means it's not really a counter hit launcher, but if your enemy doesn't break the nosebleed stun by holding back, I think, or down, you will get a combo. Just look at this. Sorry. It says 89 damage here, but it doesn't count the previous damage because it was not guaranteed, but this combo actually did like 100 damage. Because your opponent wasn't breaking the nosebleed stun, and a lot of people in green ranks don't know how to break this one. Just so you know, this is not a guaranteed combo. It is only a guaranteed combo if your opponent doesn't know how to break the stun. But a lot of green ranks don't know how to do this. So even the first hit of Laser Scraper by itself is a good tool. It is a 15 frames move that tracks to your weak set. And then you have the second hit. And you have the third hit, and there you have these mix-ups. If you want to, I can later explain to you how to hit confirm all these things. Yeah, I think the main man actually did... I don't know, did the main man do a tutorial about Laser Scrapers? If not, you should look up if there is no tutorial about Laser Scrapers. I can make one for you guys if you really wish. But Laser Scraper is one of Devil Jin's best tools, and the higher in ranks you get, the more you are dependent on this string. You need to understand how it works and what you can hit and counter hit confirm. For example, if you get a counter hit on the second hit of this string, the last one is guaranteed. If you get a normal hit on the second string, the last hit is not guaranteed, but it is not steppable. Yes, like the trust says, this here is a nosebleed stun. Let me record something. Okay. You see? He is inputting forward. Wait a second. Because he's inputting forward, he breaks a nosebleed stun. This is how you break it. But if your opponent doesn't break it, you can launch him. If you get the second hit as a counter hit, you can hit confirm it. When the second one is a counter hit, the last one is guaranteed. If you are fast enough, you can do laser cannon. like this and get a good combo. But if you want to be on the safe side because you fear that you might finish the string a bit too early, you should always, if you want to play safe, you should always finish the string with laser cannon. Because laser scraper, this string here, as far as I remember, I'm not sure, I should check it, but I think this is launch punishable on block if you mess it up. But from my experience, nobody will launch it until you reach Ryujin or whatever. Nobody has ever launched it, not even the main man. But just so you know, don't spam this ender just for YOLO. People will eventually punish it in some way. Try to rely on laser cannon, and when you have a hard read or a counter hit, you might go for this. Yes, if you react fast enough to the second counter hit here, you can use cannon. Okay, Capalot, thanks. It's minus 14 on block, that means it is launch punishable by some characters, but not by everybody, but most characters will get a knockdown punish for this one. Okay. When you play Devil Jin, you can spin with forward 3 or with forward 4. You should always spin with forward 4. It's just better and it's faster. That's it. There really is no real reason why you would wanna spin with forward 3. Maybe somebody in the chat knows if there is a decent reason why you spin with forward 3, but in general, this move is just better. It's faster, for example. Wait a second. You can spin with this, but and if you have tight combos like this, forward 3 is just too slow, you don't get it. It's not about the damage, it's just this is slower. This is just a worse move. Sure, you can mess up forward 4, but it's better to practice it and mess it up sometimes than always rely on forward 3. It's just slower. Yeah, it's like Toldor said, there is always a use for any move. I mean, there is even a use for... What is Devil Jin's stupidest move? I don't know, but basically every move can have its uses, but in general, this is the better move. It's homing, it's plus on block, it's better to screw with. I mean, just another example. Wait a second. Forward 3 is just slower. And it's even, I mean, it's basically a homing move, but it can be stepped and it is not plus on block as far as I remember. I'm actually curious as well about Devil Jin's Rage Drive. When it comes to combos, I don't see any potential for it as being part of a combo. The best usage for Devil Jin's Rage Drive, so far as I'm concerned, is it's just a launcher. Wait a second. I mean, his Rage Drive... Maybe somebody in the chat knows a good combo or something, but I doubt that there is really a use for this Rage Drive inside combos. And in the neutral you see you get a 60 damage Hell Sweep combo, and that is really sick. Outside of just simply getting a combo, at the wall it is trash. I have tried to use it at the wall and experimented with it, but I haven't found any use for this at the wall. When you're at the wall, just do the regular Hell Sweep. Don't bother with the Rage Drive. I mean, you don't get much more damage than this one. Yeah, you can do Heaven's Gate at the wall too. But generally speaking, yeah. Oh. Okay, about 1, 2, 3. This move here. I have experimented a lot with this move, and I can tell you, if you use it with caution, it can be a very good move. And how to combo from it. Simple. If you're very far away, like if you're range 1 and above, it might whiff. For example, if you stay here. But if you're this range, like normal range, if you're poking him, this connects 90% of the time. And I'm sure there are better combos when it comes to damage, but this is the most reliable combo when it comes to always getting your combo. Yeah, I've seen people do this, like, this also works, but you can mess up the dash. There are two problems with it. Number one, you can mess up the dash and drop it. Number two, this is scaling killer. This one ruins every combo's damage. If you can get this or an electric instead, you always are better off. That's exactly the reason why you would go for this hell sweep combo here. Because this is 10 times better than this. I can try if you can get a electric combo. I haven't used it in multiplayer yet, but I will see what you can do with an electric from this one. Okay. Down forward 1? Okay, let me check it. No. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, if you're really far away like this... I would go for this. Or... So if you're at range 1 to range 2 in this range here, I would just go for the Oak. I would just take the Oki, like, okay. But if you're between range 0 and range 1, I would just do this one all day. This never whiffs at this range. You can always get it. Easy 80 damage. Just don't go spamming 1, 2, 3. Because this can be jabbed through. Okay, when it comes to Hell Sweep, down 2, it needs to be point blank. If I do it from this range, it will whiff. You have to stand right in your opponent's face and then do this. This is a combo that only works if you're right in front of your opponent. Point blank. Also, it really depends on the hitbox of certain characters. Some characters like Shoyu have a weird hitbox, you don't get it anyway. And there are some characters like Jack, I believe, and you can get it against Jack even from very far away. Depends on the hitbox of the character. It works on most males and a lot of female characters. But mostly only at range 0. You need to be in your opponent's face for this to hit. In Season 1 you could electric after this if you timed it right. But they nerfed it. So it doesn't work anymore. Yeah, I'm not sure about Noctis, let's check it out.
Welcome to the King of Devil Jin. Noctis Lucis Kylum.
Because as far as I remember, Noctis might have female hitbox. Yeah, works against Noctis. I'll test it against Shoyu and against bears as well while I'm at it.
Welcome to the King of Devil Jin.
If I were Shoyu, I would be here.
Ling Xiao Yu.
I usually don't stream often, but if you guys want to, I can stream a lot more. I mostly stream if I have friends over or somebody needs help, because when I stream I want to have like a discussion when I'm streaming, so that people can get a good small talk. Okay. So as I'm saying, if I stream mostly so that people have fun, and if you guys want to I can stream more. But back to the topic. Doesn't work against her. Down one also doesn't work. Okay. So against Shoyu it does not work. Let's test it against bears.
Welcome to the King of Devil Jin. Devil Jin.
Bears yeah.
Kuma.
Yes. Yes. It also doesn't work against bears. I will check Jackelson for the next.
Welcome to the King of
Jack
Jin.
is here.
Jack 7.
Doesn't work against Jack. Is there any character that I haven't tested it on?
Welcome to the King of Devil Jin.
It should work against Marduk. Who else has a weird hitbox? I don't know, but okay, yeah, as you said, there are basically only 3 types of characters, and small characters and weird hitbox characters like Kuma or Shoyu, it doesn't work against them. So just have this in your mind. Don't use this against those characters. And about your question, my settings are as follows. All my streams are saved in my library for 2 weeks, but I can upload them to YouTube without any effort, and I can send you the link to this video if you want to practice. That's no extra work, just tell me so I will share the link with you guys. But even without uploading it to YouTube, it will stay on my Twitch for 2 weeks before it gets deleted. I wish I could archive it for a longer period, but you need to be a Twitch affiliate or something for it to be permanent, or I think 1 month is the maximum amount it will be stored at Twitch.
Kazuya Mishima.
No, it's no trouble. Just tell me so right after the stream is ended, I just have to go to the video and there is a button for upload to YouTube and it will do so automatically. No work required, it's really easy. I will just write you the link later on then. Is there anything you want to know about Devil Jin while we're at it? Yeah, just spam hell sweep. Yeah, okay. But in general, the best advice I can give you about green ranks,
Welcome to the King of Iron
especially with
Fist Tournament
Mishimas, is
7.
you have to be consistent, you have to play a lot, you have to get your mindset should be right for the situation. You have to be able to shrug off defeats easily and keep playing and try to optimize your play. And when it comes to Mishimas, less is more. Don't do things that are over your level of execution. Don't let it stress you. Just do the minimum execution required to win and build on from this onwards. Execution will come with time if you practice it. But I see a lot of Mishima mains influenced by the main man who think they can get to whatever rank just because they're good with electrics. This is suboptimal because you get distracted by electric practice and you will be distracted while you're playing, and if you, for example, just do random electrics, people will start to duck and you will get predictable. And you mentioned you play Devil Jin, so
Devil Jin, Kazuya Mishima.
I hope I don't bore you with this. Because I was stuck in green rank for over a year, 1.5 years, I know how scary green ranks is. My pro tips how to get out of green ranks and go through yellow ranks very easily is play cheaper than you should. I don't mean spam up 4 or whatever. I never used up 4, but you can do so if you think it's usable. Just look at how your opponent is playing. Yeah, trust. Yeah, exactly. Hell sweep. Not even joking. If your opponent is sidestepping in the wrong direction, like, oh, look at me, I don't know how to step, hell sweep. If your opponent is randomly ducking, wait until he stops ducking and then hell sweep to annoy him. He will get angry. He's like, oh, I'll duck his hell sweep. Oh, he isn't hell sweeping. He stands up and then you do the hell sweep. In the moment you see, if you have somebody who knows how to sidestep, or somebody who really loves ducking, either spam while standing 2 or up forward 4 all day. Even if you don't connect it 3 out of 5 times, just do it. Eventually he will start ducking, and if he really doesn't want to duck, then spam hell sweeps. Alt 4 strut. There are some, I can show you a couple of green rank, what are it called? green rank flowcharts I've witnessed. I don't use them, but you might try to use them sometimes to catch people off guard. Number 1 green rank flowchart I've witnessed is twin pistons and 2 back free. Back free has crazy evasion. I would not recommend using this flowchart because this is launch punishable. But what things you can abuse in green ranks and even in yellow ranks because people will not duck is while standing this. If you see that your opponent is not ducking the string, abuse it. This is an excellent 13 frames wall split. If you're at the wall, just do YOLO shit like this and you get easy 60 damage. But only do this if you get the impression that your opponent doesn't know the matchup, because if he ducks, you're dead. You can also play mind games and use this one for a mix-up. If he tries to duck your while standing 1-4 and you do while standing 1-2 instead, and this hits him, I mean, if this hits him, you're in heavy plus frames. You can use it to set up a frame trap. Also, 1-2-3 on block is +3 to +4. So you can down forward to him if you know he's impatient, and if he's patient, hell sweep. Oh, you fought against the Marauder loss? Okay. I'm not too keen about the last matchup, but I have a couple of things I think that might help you.
To the king, Devil Jin. Lars Alexanderson.
I will go to setups with Devil Jin in a moment. First I wanna talk a bit about Lars. And as Trust says, basically nobody plays Lars, so I think a lot of people don't have a great amount of matchup knowledge. But there is one string Lars players love to spam, and I will show you. I just need to find it. What is it? Yes, this one. Down forward 2-1, this one. Last players will abuse this. Duck it. If you see this string, duck it. There is no mix-up. When he finishes it on block, duck it and you get a launch. Smart last players will only do the first hit and hit confirm or check things out, or only use it in a guaranteed situation, but especially in green and yellow ranks, last players will just spam this shit out because they think they're smart. Duck this string. Also, last players love to spam this move here. This gives a counter hit combo. I should give a counter hit combo. Whatever. But this here is one of Lars' best moves. It's plus on block, I think +6, but it is launch punishable on hit on block. So if you block this, it's a stagger low, so you can while standing punish, and let's see, you can even crouch cancel. Wait a second. But the most important is that you start ducking this string here. This is a launcher and Lars players love to spam it. Also, I think Lars has an unblockable. You should sidestep this one. Yeah, this low has a very crazy range. I mean, I'm here at 1, 2. It hits at range 2. So this is Lars' go-to low to initiate offense. But if you block it, it's launch punishable. If you have... Yeah. I will try to find the unblockable. If you guys know the input, just write me. Meanwhile, I'm going to try to find it. What could it be? Is it this? No. I just have to look for a move that can be cancelled. Okay. No. Rising Force. Okay. Back 2+3, okay. Okay. Thanks a lot, thanks a lot. So let's see how we can deal with this one. You can either sidewalk it or counter hit it on reaction. But it has a bit of evasion, so let's do it again. There was an instant where it crushed. Not here. Yeah. As you can see, you can sidestep it or you can counter hit it. But if you want to counter hit it, there is a time window where he leans back and he crushes a bit. I will try to use back 4 instead. Yeah, back 4 is better. It's a bit slower, but if you want to counter hit him, I would recommend back 4 here. Or sidestep it in this, or... Yeah, you can sidestep it in any direction or counter hit it, and you should rather use back 4 than down forward 2 because it might get crushed. Yeah, or you can go big boy combo and just use back 2. Oh, look at this. It just whiffed. Yeah. Okay. When it comes to sidestep 2, it can be crushed as well, so I would recommend you with Devil Jin, use back 4 or sidewalk it. Sorry to trust. About the music recommendation, I will start Nightbot and then you will hear your song. Sorry. Give me a minute. I trust, so Nightbot is now active, so you can write some recommendations if you want for songs. Sorry, I was not thinking about this. Yeah, there is a combo for sidestep 2. It's been a while, so don't be too hard on me. Something like this. Oh, sorry. But yeah, there is a combo for sidestep 2, but I use it very rarely. So, what would I do if I hit this one? This is the combo I would use, but there is a better combo. You can look it up on YouTube and I can research if you want to. But you can get like 5 or 6 extra damage from this combo. But I use the easy mode combo because I don't want to drop it and I'm using it so seldomly that it doesn't warrant for me learning the big dick combo here. I mean, you could always just hold up after doing it. You'll get 69 guaranteed combo, but I would recommend, if you're trying to use this move, I would recommend you using the combo so long as you're not directly at the wall, because you will get better wall carry and you will get better Oki. Because look at this. Sorry. There is no Oki. He's too far away from you. I would say the best thing to do is if you're here at this wall. I mean, I would do a wall split move. But if you for whatever reason decide to do sidestep 2, I would finish the string like this at the wall, because you get better Oki that way and more damage. But if you do sidestep 2 in the open, I would do the combo. You get the same amount of damage, better wall carry and Oki. Yes, as Trust says. If you're at the floor break stage, you can do sidestep 2 up because it floor breaks, and this is cool. But if you're not at the wall break stage, do the combo. Also, don't spam this. This move is minus 21 on block, I think, so don't just do that. I would say use this move once in 8 matches. This should be the ratio for you to use this move. It's very risky, but it can catch people off guard. But this is not a move you should be using as your in your main arsenal of moves. If you want to have a mid checkup tool, I'd recommend this, or out of sidestep this, or while standing 2. I mean, you can use this. It just really depends on who you are fighting. If you're fighting somebody who's good at the game or knows the matchup, he will launch it. I guarantee you. And of course, if you are very confident in yourself that it will hit, you can also use it more often. But the best thing to do after a sidestep, if you want a launch, is sidestep electric. This is the safest, best thing you can do. It works so long as your opponent doesn't just bait you out and duck. This is the best thing you can do. If you know your opponent waits for you to sidestep and he ducks and you have a hard read, I'd go for this. And if you have a really hard read, you can go for sidestep 2. But sidestep 2 is really a very situational move and really risky. Oh. One more thing, if you're still here. I have some frame data that might interest you. This was actually from Gura. He made a video like half a year ago where he was talking about the applications of Devil Jin's frames on hit. I need to record a couple of things here. Trust, sorry about the Nightbot stuff, I'm just going to deactivate this. Trust, I deactivated all the filters for chat. I don't know if you're still timeouted for this 600 seconds. If you are, I'm sorry for it. You have to wait like 5 minutes, but it's deactivated, so there is no moderation in my chat now. It was never my intention to moderate anything. It's just that this is Nightbot's basic configuration. Oh yeah, you were talking about setups, yes.
Welcome
Let
to
me
the
show you
King
what I
of
mean.
Iron Fist Tournament 7. Devil Jin. Devil Jin.
Oh, sorry. Wrong state. Okay. Give me a second, I will change the stage. This was a misinput.
Welcome to the King of Iron Fist Tournament, Devil Jin. Devil Jin.
So, okay, floor breaks. This is actually a thing about Devil Jin that I'm not extremely familiar with because I haven't practiced a lot of floor break stuff. But I will show you what I know, like the basics. One way is up forward 2. You can do an up forward 2 for screwing after a floor break. What if you're near a wall, you can do back 4. I will show you what I mean. For example, I think this is a good position. Oh yeah, sorry. Restore gimmicks, where is it? Restart. Yes, yeah. Okay, I will show you a couple of stuff. Okay, so if you're near a wall like this, I'm sorry. I need to find the right angle, but you might go for a back 4 for relief, for a resplit. This is one option, but this is very situational. Like this. Enough. Okay. I will test a couple of stuff out. Let's see if laser scraper works. Okay. You can also laser scraper for wall carry. So, your best bets, as far as I'm concerned, maybe somebody in the chat has better floor break combos, is you either screw with this move, or you try to get wall carry with laser scraper, maybe another string I'm not aware of, or back 4. But now to moves that you might consider using at the floor. Like Trust already said a couple of minutes ago, if you're at this stage, I would recommend to hold up after sidestep 2 because you can get this. And then you have a floor break, and if you're near the wall, it's better. I'm gonna try to use it near the wall. Let's see what happens. Okay. And you have okay. Of course, when it comes to health sweep, you can finish the health sweep because the second hit of the health sweep in a combo floor breaks, but also throws. Down forward, 2+3, floor breaks on this stage. Oh, sorry. It always takes such a long time to reload the wall gimmicks here. I will try to look into floor break gimmicks for the next couple of weeks, because this is my main weak point with Devil Jin at the moment. Okay. And sorry again, trust for the bot. I turned it off already. What else? So, okay. So, Hell Sweep, floor breaks, down forward 2+3 wall breaks. What was the other string? Yeah, this one I think. This also floor breaks. Mid combo. So when you're playing, and the last thing, the most important thing when it comes to combos, if you're on this stage, you will go for Heaven's Door, because Heaven's Door also floor breaks. Because you asked earlier about the usage of Heaven's Door. Use it on this stage. Heaven's Door is like your preferred combo ender here, because it floor breaks. I think, yeah. Let's get these floors broken. Okay. I was talking about frames when it comes to Devil Jin, okay? Let's get to some basics, okay? This move here, back 4. This is an 18 frame startup move. So it takes 18 frames for this move to come out. No, I'm sorry, this is my wrong. It is a 17 frames move. I got it wrong. But remember, this move here is 17 frames. So anytime you get +7 or +8, it is uninterruptible, and because this move is very hard to step, it becomes unsteppable as well. If you hit a jab on hit, this is +8. I will record it and show you. Sorry. You see, I'm getting hit bait and I'm trying to step. It's impossible. If I'm getting hit by it and pressing anything, I'm gonna get counter hit. I can't do anything. The moment Devil Jin connects a move that is +8 on hit, this is guaranteed. You cannot step it, you cannot attack into it. The only things you can do against this as a follow-up is parry it or have like a very gimmicky move to beat it. But so long as it's not a parry or a very, very specific move, after a jab for example, after something that is +8 on hit, this is uninterruptible and unsteppable. This is very important. I will show you now a couple of moves that are +8 on hit. Jab is +8 on hit. 1-1 is also +8 on hit. This is +8 on hit. Down forward 1 is +8 on hit. Note it, only down forward 1, not down forward 1-2. Down forward 1-2 is only +3 on block. But down forward 1 by itself is also +8 on block. And the most important move, while standing 4, is +8 on block. That means if you use it as a poke from wave dash, like this, like this here. My execution is up. So, if you use it as a poke like this, the very moment this while standing 4 connects, yeah, on hit, that's the important part, not on block, on hit. If this is on hit, back 4 is uninterruptible. And this is Devil Jin's greatest frame strength. This is the frame traps you will be looking for. When you play against green rank people, and you jab on, okay, let's see you connect a down forward 1 after poking. Do back 4. There are two possibilities. Either the opponents you are fighting are smart and they learned that you don't press buttons after getting hit. Then this will go on block and... Let's see... If your opponents are smart, it will look like this. Okay. I will show another possibility. Okay. This is... Okay. You see that? So what happened here? You connected a jab on hit and pressed back 4. But it got blocked because your opponent is smart. He knows don't press buttons after the back 4. And right after back 4 went on block, I used down forward 2. And now I will tell you my reasoning for why you can use this. This is not a frame trap, okay? Frame wise, after a block back 4, it's your opponent's turn. But a lot of people like to press long range moves which tend to be slow, and because of this you sometimes get a counter hit even though it should be your opponent's turn. I will demonstrate it once again, okay? This is, you should memorize this. This is very helpful at green ranks. But remember, this is not a frame trap. This is only useful against opponents who like to press slow buttons after a back 4, because a back 4 creates distance, okay? Just look at this. You see this? It creates distance, so people will not jab because they're afraid that the jab will whiff, so they will use long range moves like forward forward 2 or up forward 4 or whatever, because they want to have a move that actually hits after the pushback. But those moves are slower, so a down forward 2 will counter hit them. But back to the basics, so you play and you hit a jab and your opponent doesn't press buttons like an idiot. Or even better, you hit it and he tries to sidestep it and you hit him again. Okay. When back 4 hits, this is also good. You can, after a back 4 on hit, you get, I think, +5, so you can use down forward 2 for another checkup. But let's go into the idea, okay, so you hit a down forward 2, a while standing 4 or a jab, and your opponent will not attack. They block your back 4 all the time. What will you do after it? And I will show you what you're gonna do. You're gonna jab and you're gonna hell sweep. Okay. So now you have a mix up. Okay, like gonna okay. Oh, yeah, my bad. So now you have a mix up. You see? Yeah, you're alive again. Cool. Welcome, Trust. So what I was talking about is, if you connect one of these +8 on hit moves, like down forward 1, while standing 1, you have a true 50-50 mix-up, except for a couple of very specific moves like parries or something. Anything other than that, and the opponent has only the following options. Either to think you're going to do back 4 and do nothing, or maybe try to backdash a bit, or he expects a hell sweep and he will duck and get hit by the back 4. This is one of the strongest mix-ups you have. And you don't have to do the hell sweep. If you want to play it safe, you're gonna do a back 4 most often, and if you wanna check your opponent out, you can do a down back 2, a down 4. But if you have a hard hit, you can do hell sweep, and your opponent is in a forced 50-50 situation because of this +8 you have. I will record another situation so you can see for yourself. Sorry. You see? While standing 4 is also +8 on hit. So this is one of Devil Jin's best poking tools. You can use it when you're crouching and you don't know what to do. You can wake up with a Yeah, +8 is really scary with Devil Jin. If you're, for example, you're playing against somebody and you're just ducking because you are expecting a low and he doesn't do a move, you can use it while standing 4 while you get up, and if you by chance hit it, just spam back 4 after it. There's nothing you can do about it. But how you're using a while standing 4 most often, if you play a Mishima, is you're gonna use it out of a wave dash. Okay, sorry guys, sorry. My execution, okay. Here. You're gonna use it out of a wave dash like this. And how do you use a while standing 4 out of a wave dash? It's very simple. You do a crouch dash. And you don't hold down forward 4. You just do a crouch dash and then after the crouch dash you press 4. Very simple. Nothing to it. So try to use while standing 4 as a poke, because if it connects you get a 50-50. Just be aware that jab, down forward 1 and while standing 4 are all very linear. Trust, you were asking about an open lobby. We could do one, but I'd prefer not to because I have a couple of school stuff to do today. So we can do one tomorrow if you guys want. I'll be open to it. I really enjoy lobbies. Why is while standing 4 different from while standing 2? I'm very sure that there is a very good reason for why there is a difference. But I have the following ideas, just listen to me. If you do a crouch dash and a 4, you will get a wind god fist. If you time it correctly, you would get electric wind god fist. If they made it so that if you do this, you get a while standing 2, it would be crazy because number 1, it would be impossible to do a wind god fist. This only works because you have this here. If this input would become a while standing 2, there wouldn't be a wind god fist input, you know what I mean? Because it would only register as the electric wind god fist if you did this here. The other reason is, a while standing 2 is a very specific thing. Same for while standing 1, 2. These are tools used for while standing punishment, and therefore it does not make a lot of sense to make shortcuts like these, because this is not what you're going to use out of a wave dash. I mean, as far as Bandai Namco is concerned. But a while standing 4 is a poking tool, so you need to be able to do it fast. And this is, I think, why they made it a shortcut like this, because you should be able to do it in a fast way. This can also be used as while standing punishment, but it is used as a poke more often. And if you have an easy shortcut like this, it makes the character much more playable. So they made a differentiation that for a hell sweep you have to hold down forward, like this. If you release down forward, you will get this. It's basically the same as if you hold down forward, you will get crouch dash 4. But if you release down forward, you will get this crouch dash 4. But I think the main reason is just so you can differentiate between electric wind god fist and a god fist. And because it would be broken and very easy to do. Especially if you are Kazuya. Because Kazuya has twin pistons, and if you can just do it very easily, it would make his character really broken in lower ranks, and in higher ranks would make him very easy to play. Yes. While standing 4-4 is launch punishable. I mean, don't judge me, my execution today is really off, so I don't know if I'm gonna punish it correctly. But you see, launch punishable. Sorry guys. Oh god, what am I doing today? Yeah, sorry guys, my execution is a bit off today, but as you can see, it is launch punishable, so don't go around spamming this. Same goes for down forward 4-4. Down forward 4-4, oh, sorry. Down forward 4-4 is even more launch punishable. I think it's minus 17 on block. Here we go. So basically, while standing 4-4 and down forward 4-4, don't just end the string for shits and giggles, hit confirm it, or use it as a guaranteed punish. Especially while standing 4, I would say most often try to keep it at while standing 4 because you get these crazy plus frames. But if you are trying to punish something and you're going for the damage, of course go with forward 4-4, especially if you win a round by that. But when you're poking, just do this. Don't do this when poking, because you can't hit confirm it that easily. But down forward 4 and while standing 4 are very good tools, not only because of their frames, but because they limit crushing to an extent. So if you play against Shoyu or characters like these who like to crush, use this move more often. It is basically uncrushable. One more side note, very important. While standing 4 is +8. Down forward 4 is only +3 or +5, so this does not guarantee this. Only while standing 4 guarantees back 4. What else do I have? Down forward 2-3. Okay, like this you mean? Yeah. I mean, after you have a while standing 4, your best options are number 1, back 4. They cannot contest this. Your number 2 option is hell sweep, after you condition them. Then you can do basic poking or whatever. But as Trust pointed out, you can also start using Devil Jin's crazy throw game. Yeah, so command grabs are very hard to break. Okay, I'm a bit stupid. So start using Devil Jin's command throws. Devil Jin has excellent throw game, and especially this throw here. This throw is great. Oh, what else? Okay. Against green ranks. What else is very good? I mean, this string here is golden. Green ranks really like to fall for this string. And you know what I mean? You can always just combo after it, and it's a frame trap. Okay, so when it comes to things that are on block, I have a better idea. What happened to the music, by the way? So we have music again. On block, okay. You have the following moves that are plus on block. On block. Electric Wind God Fist. Okay. So Electric Wind God Fist is plus on block. So if your opponent decides to press buttons afterwards, you will get him. But it has pushback, as you can see. So if your opponent doesn't press buttons, you will get launched. Another plus on block move is forward, forward, 4. This is also plus on block, but it has a lot of pushback, and if your opponent doesn't press, you will get launched. But at the wall, let's see, we're at the wall. A good move. So forward, forward, 4 is a very good plus on block move. It's plus 5, I think, especially at the wall, because it keeps your opponent from sidewalking. It wall splats on hit, and it's plus 5 on block, so you can get another mix-up. But out in the open, forward, forward, 4 can be used as a homing move, but it is not a good frame trap because your opponent has to like run into your face for it to actually work. Another good frame trap is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 is plus 3 to plus 5 on block. So if your opponent decides to press buttons after this here, he will get counter hit. Let's record this just to be sure. Sorry. But beware, because if your opponent is smart, he will do this. What else? One of his best plus on block moves is up forward freeze. Sorry. So up forward 3 is one of his very best plus on block moves. It forces crouch. Let's see. So it forces your opponent to crouch, and it's plus 5 or 6, I think. So basically it's your turn. And because it forces crouch, it limits your opponent's options when it comes to sidestepping. For example, I'm now on player 2 side, and if I wanted to sidewalk to this direction, I could not, because I'm crouching, as you can see. So my only option is to sidewalk in this direction. But it evades a lot of frame traps. Another great problem with this move is that this move is very linear. You can sidewalk it in either direction. What you mean is, for example, here. I'm player 2 side, and I want to sidestep in either direction. So I'm going to try to sidestep to the left here, okay? Oh, I can't. Why can't I sidestep to the left? Because up forward 3 here forced me crouching, and while you're crouched you can't sidestep because you're crouching, you know? See what happens? But you can sidestep in the other direction. And you're not forced to jump, as you say. You only jump when you have a misinput. For example, if you hold too long. I will show you. Like this. But this is a misinput. In general, if you're forced crouching, you can always sidestep upwards, so in the direction that is opposite to the crouching position. But if you're crouching like that, you can't sidestep in your crouching position because you're crouching. That's your misinput, nice. But yeah, under stress a lot of people make a lot of misinputs. I'm guilty of that myself. But in general, if you're forced crouching, you can always sidewalk and sidestep in the direction you are not crouching in. Let me think. Okay, another. There is one more move that is plus on block. Okay, two more moves that are plus on block. I will show you the rather gimmicky one first. I call it the Kamehameha. So you can do down back 1+2 to get into Devil Jin's Kamehameha stance. This is plus on block and it can be used for mind games. But the move you really want to know how to do. This is the best fucking plus on block move all Mishimas have. Is while running free. And as I told you before, you can input this with a crouch dash command. Sorry, here. Like this, you see? So you can do it out of a wave dash as well. I'm sorry about the input errors. It's because I'm streaming, so I have a bit of a delay here. But you can do it out of a wave dash too. Or you can do it the traditional way. While running free is such a good move. And I will show you why. Give me a second. Okay. I will show you while running free is such a good attack. Just give me one more second. Special beam cannon. Okay. So when you play against Devil Jin, what you're doing most often is you sidewalk to the left because you're afraid of this 50-50. And most of his tools are sidesteppable or sidewalkable to the left. But look at while running free. Oh, it tracks to his weak side. You have to step this in the opposite direction. If you step it into his weak direction, you get hit and it's a wall split. Also, it is very plus on block, as you can see. This is +8 on block. If you hit this move, it's your turn. If I were you, I would learn how to do this move very quickly and how to abuse it. Because this move covers your weak side. It is plus on block, really plus on block, and it's your turn. It doesn't have too much pushback, and the best thing about this move, I will show you here, it wall splat. Seriously, while running free is one of the best moves Mishimas have. Especially if you play Kazuya, because Kazuya is really fucked over when it comes to sidestepping. But even for Devil Jin, this move is so good. You have 3 good mids that keep people from sidestepping to the left. It is while running free. Sorry. While running free. Laser scraper. And while standing 2. These are your 3 very good mids that keep people from constantly trying to sidestep you. All your other options, which track to your weak side or cover your weak side, are highs. And thanks, Trust. I try my best to explain a lot of things here. So the way you mix it up is, for example here, you wave dash into your opponent's face, okay? And he's smart, okay? He knows, okay, I'm not stupid, I'm gonna sidestep this. He's gonna do his stupid 50-50 and I'll be sidestepping to the left. I'm smart, I know how to deal with it. And then you do this, and you do a while running free, and all of a sudden, it tracks, and he's like, oh fuck. I can't just sidestep anymore, I'm so fucked. Now I have to play mind games with him. Will he do a 50-50 or will he do a while running free? And even if he's just standing here because he doesn't want to play mind games, okay, he doesn't want to sidestep in either direction and he just wants to block it. It's plus on block. It's such a good move. The next best thing you can do is out of wave dash laser scraper. And one of the riskiest and hardest thing to do out of wave dash is to... Let me do this once. Is to while standing 2. Because while standing 2, I'll show you here. While standing 2 can't also be sidestepped to this direction. While standing 2, same as while running 2, tracks... it is steppable to this side. Give me a second. Yeah. Generally, while standing 2 tracks to both sides a bit, but it mainly tracks to his weak side. So, Laser Scraper, while standing 2, and while running 3 are his 3 good mids that keep people from sidestepping his 50-50. Yeah, while standing 2 is a very good move. It tracks to both sides, but primarily to his weak side. But if you're precise with stepping, and a lot of people in higher ranks are, it's not that hard to step while standing 2. Also, while standing 2 is unsafe on block, so only do it if you have a hard read. If you're not sure, just do this, or while running 3. Oh. Yeah, like this. So, now we have established this dichotomy. You have, on one hand, his 50-50, with this stuff and up forward 4. And I will show you one thing. So Devil Jin's basic 50-50 is Hell Sweep. No, sorry. His basic 50-50, if you have basic execution and not advanced, is Hell Sweep or up forward 4. Let's see in which direction we step up forward 4. Sorry. Okay. As you can see, we can step up forward 4 in both directions. So up forward 4 is very linear. Sometimes it clips people when they're sidestepping, but 80% of the time you can step this move in both directions. So his basic 50-50 is steppable to the left here and steppable in both sides here. If you don't start to apply Laser Scraper, or while running 3, your only other options are homing moves. Let's see Devil Jin's homing moves. Okay, this one is a high. The problem with forward 4 is it's a high, and people are keen to duck you because of the Hell Sweep or the electric. So you have 2 things that are very strong and duckable, and people like to duck against you. They are afraid of the Hell Sweep and they're afraid of the electric. So applying forward 4 is a good idea, but because it is a high, it is much more risky for Devil Jin. So you want to do mids. What other mid do we have that is homing? Forward 1+2. But forward 1+2 is minus on block, it's punishable. So it's an unsafe move. You don't, for example, you play Tekken and you want to check your opponent. You don't want to do unsafe stuff against him. So forward 1+2 is not something you want to do all the time. So what do you do instead of forward 1+2? Instead of forward 1+2, you do this. Laser Scraper. And instead of forward 4, you might do while running 3. Sorry. Like this. Because while running 3 is not a homing move, but it covers your weak side, and it forces a mind game to your opponent. In that mind game being which side he wants to step you. So basically what I'm trying to say is, just to have a quick rundown of what I've explained, is use these plus on hit moves with Devil Jin to establish a 50-50. Keep your opponent from sidestepping by using homing moves and while running 3. Sorry. So. And if your opponent is just turtling because he doesn't want to get hit, instead of going for a Hell Sweep, you can always go for safer lows or his amazing throw game. Sorry? Yeah. Devil Jin has an amazing throw game. This throw is a 1+2 break. This one is a 1 break, and this one is a 2-break. So you have this amazing throw mix-up to get turtles. You make them nervous, you know what I mean. They can't just stand there and block all the things. And if they like to duck, you have up, forward, 4. And while standing 2. Yeah. This throw is forward, half circle forward, 1+2. This is a 1+2 break. The other one is a quarter circle backwards, 1+3. Sorry. Like this. And the 2 break is down forward, 2+3. This is a 2 break. Another 1+2 break, if you don't like this forward, half circle forward motion, is just forward, 1+2. I forgot to mention this move. If you're playing on a floor break stage, this will floor break. Remember that. And if you're playing at the wall, this wall split. So you get a wall split combo. So forward 2 has its uses. And when it comes to execution, the one thing you want to learn how to do it is sidestep into electric. Because this is the core of my Mishima play, for example. When I play Mishimas, I play them more defensively. I try to punish and I try to move around and look for whiffs. And sidestep electric is one of the best things you can do with a Mishima. So I would recommend you that you learn how to sidestep and do an electric. You don't have to do it as quickly as I do it, but just sidestep electric in both directions. That's important. You need to be able to do this in both directions. But I would say sidestep electric, this is a technique you should be starting to use around orange to red ranks. So don't worry about it in green ranks. Focus on the things I told you before when it comes to team green ranks. Use these stupid frame traps, okay? Use down back 2. Down back 2 is +4 on hit. So you have a lot of stuff you can do. This is the last thing I want to show you. Down back 2 here is a high crush low that is +4 on hit. Okay, is electric different from Wind God Fist on hit or launch? Okay. We can always go to frame data and check it out. Give me a second, okay? I don't want to sound elitist or something, but I usually never do a Wind God Fist instead of an electric, so it's not something that I've a lot of knowledge about, but I will look into the frame data and I will tell you in a second. So okay. So frame data is a bit weird because, of course, on hit both launch, so there is not a lot of frame data here. But what I will be trying to do is I do this combo here. Sorry? You see? This is a very tight combo. Double electric into forward 4. I know from experience that it is possible to do this with one electric, one God Fist and one electric into forward 4. I will try to do... Sorry? So, as you can see, a Wind God Fist on hit still launches, and I don't think there is a lot of difference anyway. If you get a launch with a Wind God Fist, you can do all the combos you would be able to do if you got the launch with an electric Wind God Fist. I'm not sure about chaining electrics though. I think with a Wind God Fist 4 is the maximum. Maybe you can get 5, but this is unnecessary to discuss. You should strive to always do electrics. Yes, yes. I understand what you mean. You want to ask me if it is viable to do a sidestep wind god fist. And it is viable, okay? You can do this. You can do sidestep wind god fist. The only problem is, and this is the crucial thing, an electric wind god fist is +5 on block. Let me show you something, okay? An electric wind god fist is +5 on hit, but a wind god fist... Give me a second. But a wind god fist is -10, okay? So a wind god fist is not safe. So sidestep wind god fist is possible. If you can't electric consistently, it is still better than nothing, because you sometimes get a launch and a lot of people don't punish it immediately. But it is so much better if you can do sidestep electric wind god fist. Because not only does this launch on hit, on block, you get frame advantage and you are safe. So, to answer your question, sidestep wind god fist is viable, you can do it, it is not so bad, but sidestep electric wind god fist is much better, much better. When it comes to electrics, don't worry about stupid stuff like electric wind, like 5 electric wind god fist combos or whatever. That stuff is unnecessary. Sorry. I mean, I can do 5 electric wind hit combos, it's just something you don't need. What you want to do with electrics is, you should be able to do it 80 to 90% of the time if you need it. Yes, I use Steam. You can add me if you want to. We can practice later on if you want. If there is anything else you want to know about Devil Jin, just ask right away. My username on Steam is Kazan, just like the stream here, just Kazan. You can go to the mainland Discord and click on my icon, and then I have my Steam link there as well. So you don't have to search it on Steam. My profile picture should be the same as in the Discord. Give me a second, I will write you So, you can just click on my profile on Discord and my Steam should be linked there. And if you're looking at profile pictures, I have the same profile as on Discord on Steam. Oh, okay, I got it. Okay. I think that is a good... Hey, Stonda, what's up? What's up, bro? Yeah, I was trying to give someone some tips about Devil Jin, and I made a brief tutorial for people how to use Devil Jin in lower ranks and what good tools he has to keep like aggressive players in check. I've gone through all the basic, you know, like plus on hits, stuff that leads to a guaranteed back 4 and stuff like that. I think I've covered basically everything that somebody needs to know when he's trying to pick up Devil Jin. Yeah, I was telling the people, this is super good in low ranks when people don't know how to break it. But it is not guaranteed though, that's important to know. It's good, but it's not guaranteed you can break that stun. Yeah, you need to hold forward, it's a bit counterintuitive, but lucky for me, so I get my launches. Hahaha. What are you telling me? Thunder, you have good defense, it's hard to launch you. I have to use all my cheap tricks to get you. Yeah, I'm really glad that you enjoyed it and that you learned something from it. If there's anything you need help with, just contact me, I'm glad to help, man. I don't know about this video, but I think it's quite a good tutorial, so if you want I can upload it on my YouTube and then link it to the Discord for people to learn about. Because I think I've covered like, this is a very good brief tutorial about all the major things you need to know when you pick up Devil Jin. And I think it sums it up quite good. Okay, I take it back. It was a 2-hour video, I think 2 hours is a bit lengthy. Okay. So, thanks for watching guys, and I'm gonna quit the stream now and transfer this video to YouTube and then relink it. Yeah. I might stream this weekend, I'm not sure yet. No, I don't stream for money, so you can follow me if you want to, and I'll be glad to have more people when I'm stream for... Because I like the discussion, that's the main thing while I stream, I like the discussion. But I take no money from anybody. Okay. Then I'll officially quit the stream and I'll thank everybody for watching, and what else? If anybody needs something, just write me, I'm available. See ya guys. Oh yes, you don't get a sub button unless you get a... You make it monetized, but it's not monetized my stream, so you can't sub me because there is nowhere the money can go. I haven't looked at it, it's not like I'm a good streamer, but if there is any way to donate to like funds or something, I might consider going like... I might consider adding a sub button if I can donate the money to other people. That is a good idea, but I don't care about money for myself, so I don't think there will ever be a sub button on this stream. But I appreciate it. So, see you guys around, okay?